Hitman Season 1 maps ranked. With Season 1 of Hitman recently finishing, we thought it would be a good idea to go over the different locations from the past couple of months, ranking them worst to best. We'll not only be looking at the locations themselves, but the content within the maps, as well as the general atmosphere of the map. Just to reiterate, none of these maps are outright bad, we're just ranking them worst to best. The summer bonus episodes are not included since they're just reskinned versions of the main maps, and we're hesitant to include the ICA facility map since it's less of a location and more so a training ground. So with that out of the way, let's get started. 6. Marrakesh. The former imperial city of western Morocco was our location for episode 3, released on May 31st. The targets were Army General Reza Zaydan and private banker Klaus Stransberg, two co-conspirators plotting to overthrow the Moroccan government and impose martial law over the country. Featuring a bazaar, a Swedish consulate, thousands of NPCs, and an underground military facility, this is arguably one of the bigger maps in the game. The large amount of NPCs can make it difficult to acquire a disguise without being spotted, and unless you have swift access to the underground militia storage area, you're going to have a hard time finding useful equipment. Being inside the consulate isn't a walk in the park either, with everyone being on edge, looking out for anything suspicious. At the time, it felt like a severe difficulty spike compared to the previous 2 missions, but once you replay the mission a couple of times and learn where everything is, the map becomes maybe a bit too easy. We also can't help but find the sandy buildings and general atmosphere of the Arabian Bazaar to be a bit colorless, unless you go to the lamp shop, where you get some really great atmospheric colors. To give credit where credit is due, you can really feel the harshness of the warm weather of Arabia while walking around outside, while the interior of the consulate and the military base instantly feels a lot cooler in comparison. The atmosphere is nice, and you don't feel like you're in a rush, which is actually a point against it. You're trying to stop the military from overthrowing a nation's government. You should feel tense and on edge, desperately trying not to make a mistake, and you just don't feel that. Making us think about our actions and the results that might come about from them can really hold the player's interest. We'll actually see this done right in a later entry, so let's leave Morocco for the moment and head eastward to our next entry. 5. Bangkok. We find ourselves in Thailand for episode 4, which was released on August 16th. Hunting down the murderer of an up-and-coming actress, we set our sights on one indie rock singer, Jordan Cross, and his family attorney, Ken Morgan. Set in a luxury hotel resort, the map is one of the smallest in the game and one of the more secure levels. Our writer has been playing this level since its release and still hasn't seen most of the hotel. Almost all of the rooms are locked with an electronic key card system, which can't be lockpicked. And with little to few key cards around the whole hotel, he's been having a difficult time, poor guy. Since the hotel is heavily staffed and guarded, what with a famous indie rock star staying there and all, it's another tough mission to acquire the right disguise without being spotted. Arguably easier than the Marrakesh level, we have to say, once you take out Cross and Morgan, the only reasons you'd come back to the level is to try and get full mastery. So why does this rank higher than Marrakesh? Well, quite simply, the opportunities on this level are actually pretty fun, especially the ones around Jordan Cross. This Jared Leto lookalike is celebrating his 27th birthday when 47 rocks up to the hotel, so why not help him celebrate with a bang? He's also recording his newest single here, so why not lend a hand and put a spark back into his career? Funny enough, there is a full song made for this game by Jordan's band, The Class, called Are We Stars, and it's genuinely really good. The location itself is kind of nice too, with the sun setting over some beautiful landscapes, an outside bar, as well as a nearby beach. It's a really nice looking leave. All we know is we'd certainly like to stay there. 4. Paris. The first location in the game to be released alongside the ICA tutorial levels, Paris was the first real test of our skills. Viktor Novikov and Dalia Margolis appear to be your normal fashion industry power couple, but are in fact the leaders of Iago, a secret spy ring who deal in information, and you're there to stop them from selling British secret intelligence to the wrong people. By this point, everyone is familiar with the layout of the building and know where everything is and who's going to be where at what time, one of the minor disadvantages of being out for the longest. However, this very James Bond-esque level is just great to wander around. Arriving in a tux and infiltrating a secret spy ring is just great and a brilliant first mission. It's also been used to stage the Elusive Targets challenge more than any other level, ranging from art forgers to hackers to pharmacists, mainly because it's the most well-designed map in the game, giving the players ample different ways to take out the target. The location itself is rather lovely as well, located along the banks of the River Seine just as the sun is setting, giving a beautiful atmosphere to the City of Love. And with the wide variety of possible assassinations, Paris's fashion scene suddenly becomes a lot more interesting. 3. Sapienza. This Italian villa, belonging to Silvio Caruso, houses a secret underground lab where Francesca De Santis is creating a world-ending virus. Released on April 26th, Agent 47 must track down these two chemists and destroy the virus. Again, another very James Bond-esque mission, particularly the secret lab under the house. It just screams classic 1960s Bond villain lair. The map doesn't just house the villa, but a good sizable chunk of the surrounding town, including a clock tower, a small beach, a church, and loads of little shops dotted all over the place. This definitely feels like the most realistic location in the whole game. Just having people walking around and going shopping or relaxing at the beach really kind of humanizes the Hitman universe and shows just how normal things can be. The villa itself is the perfect size, with the right amount of guards to make it not too difficult but not too easy either. Almost everything in the location is just right, but similar to the Paris map, because of its longevity, you naturally learn the paths of NPCs, who's triggered by what, and it does become somewhat easier over time. But again, it's just good enough to feel refreshing and doable every time you load up this beautiful Italian landscape. 2. Colorado. On September 27th, 47 traveled to a secluded farm in America to deal with his biggest challenge yet. No sugarcoating here, this is a hard level, and we love it because of that. Sneaking behind enemy lines, 47 has to take out 4 well-armed and well-protected freedom fighters and to discover the identity of the Shadow Client. The moment you load into the map, you can feel the pressure placed on you. Every single NPC on this map is out to kill you, and you have little to no gear either. You have to rely on your skills that you picked up throughout the game to simply survive. The farm you find yourself on looks damp and drier, giving a very dark and eerie feeling to the whole mission. The atmosphere is the biggest player in this mission, and it really pays off. Equipment is easy enough to find, considering the whole farm is being occupied by a private militia, but disguises can be easily seen through if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. The only criticism we can really give is that by the end of the level, we become a little confused on the story of the game. We're not going to spoil anything, but if you've played it, you might know what we're talking about. And now, without further ado, number 1, Hokkaido. A medical facility atop a snowy mountain in Japan while some kind of festival takes place in the city below. Quite frankly, this is a beautiful looking level with the crisp, clean facility, an added challenge with a lack of tools from the get-go, and the interesting twist that you need particular costumes in order to access different rooms. This final chapter is by far the best. Released on October 31st, 47 checks into the most advanced medical facility in the world to take out the mastermind behind the whole series. It's still in the early days since the episode was released, but the sheer impact of the series final is still resonating well with fans and has everyone excited for a second series. We don't want to go into too much detail about it as to not spoil it for people who haven't played it or seen it yet. All we can do is highly recommend the latest addition to the Hitman series. Enter a world of assassinations.